want to do today is describe what we refer to as EdsHAT, which is the Enhanced Detection System for Healthcare-Associated Transmission. I'm going to walk you through what EdsHAT is and how it works. But basically, EdsHAT is composed of two components. The first is bacterial whole genome sequencing surveillance, and we use that to detect the presence of an outbreak in the hospital. And the second step is using data mining and machine learning of the electronic health record to actually identify the transmission route that is responsible for the outbreak. And this system can be used to prevent infections and prevent deaths, as well as to avert hospital costs. So how does it work? So whole genome sequencing identifies outbreaks by connecting the dots between patients with infection. So imagine you've got a bunch of infections in the hospital and they're unsorted. You have no idea who's connected to whom. But you do sequencing, and all of a sudden now you can see that there's an outbreak here because these patients have infection with a genetically related strain of bacterium, and there's another outbreak going on here. So this is the first step. We use the sequencing to identify the presence of the outbreak, but that does not tell you what caused the outbreak. So the next step is we do data mining and machine learning of the electronic health record to identify the correct transmission route. So here's an outbreak that we know was caused by a contaminated bronchoscope. And so over time, here are 2 cases, 3 cases, 4 cases, and so on. And down here, we get signals from the data mining. And so by the 3rd case, the top transmission route was bronchoscopy. And so that allowed us to confirm that bronchoscopy was the cause of the outbreak and then stop the outbreak by taking the bronchoscope out of commission. And so we started EdsHAT in late 2016, and we immediately identified an outbreak of VRE infections in interventional radiology. So 10 cases, and we very quickly identified IR procedures as the transmission route. We immediately intervened to stop the outbreak. And the outbreak had been going on for 1 year, and it was not detected otherwise. It wouldn't have been detected without EdsHAT because VRE infections are very common, and patients were housed in different nursing units throughout the hospital. And we estimate that if EdsHAT had been running in real time, the outbreak could have been detected after 2 to 3 cases. So here's what happened. This is the manufacturer's training video for preparation of sterile contrast for injection during IR procedures. And you can see there is no use of gloves, there was no hand washing, and they're contaminating this, sterile tube that is then put into sterile contrast. They're basically contaminating the sterile tube with bacteria, so that's what caused the outbreak. We also detected another outbreak using EdsHAT that was also not detected by standard means. There was an outbreak of Pseudomonas infections from a contaminated gastroscope. And let me just finish by saying that EdsHAT takes a very, very large team effort. We have our collaborators at UPMC, our collaborators at Carnegie Mellon University, and then a large group of very talented collaborators at the University of Pittsburgh. Thank you.